President-elect Donald Trump is very interested in doing one thing during his term. And it's not lowering the price of gas. It's not lowering the price of groceries. No, it's actually, and he's admitted that he can't do that. Of- right? Uh, no, he's very interested in renaming an Alaskan mountain. That's right. That's his one of his priorities. On Sunday at America Fest, I feel like there should be some like a screeching eagle sound I should put on my soundboard for every time I say America Fest. But anyway, uh, on Sunday, the next president of the United States raged about how it's super, super unfair that Mount McKinley was restored to its original name and has vowed to unrestore it. So, we're talking about Mount Denali, located in Denali National Park and Preserve in south central Alaska. And that happens to be the highest mountain in the US with an elevation of more than 20,000 feet. Wow. So now, Denali was previously named Mount McKinley in 1896 after Republican William McKinley, the 25th US president, who happened to be assassinated in 1901. Trump told the crowd at America Fest McKinley was a very good, maybe a great president. They took his name off Mount McKinley. That's what they do to people. Who? Who does that to people? Well, you're going to find out. President McKinley was the president that was responsible for creating a vast sum of money. That's one of the reasons that we're going to bring back the name of Mount McKinley because I think he deserves it. So here's some irony for you, right? So McKinley, as I mentioned, was assassinated, and the man who killed him was an anarchist who believed that the centralized powers of the presidency were too great for one man to have. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, historical ironies, right? We got Donald Trump, who has been found by the Supreme Court, of which he had appointed three members to, um, over the summer to be immune from prosecution for official acts. Official acts, right? And not only that, but Trump is backed by Republicans at the Heritage Foundation that plan to enact Project 2025, which part of it would give the president a lot of power over agencies. Hmm. By making a lot of these federal workers at will political appointees. So he can just clear out all these people that don't agree with him and appoint loyalists and lapdogs, lackeys, to his positions at all these different federal agencies. And that seems like a lot of power for one man. Irony after irony. But anyway, getting to McKinley, you can see why Donald Trump's a big fan. So McKinley, big fan of protective tariffs. Hey, I don't have a problem with protective tariffs, right? As long as they're targeted, as long as they're smart. And I understand a lot of you might say, well, Donald Trump's tariffs, they're just threats towards China to help him negotiate better. Well, we'll see if that happens. We'll see if these threats lead to better negotiation, better deals. And if so, okay, great. Then maybe I was wrong about the tariff. But so far, the tariff threats really have just already led to places like Walmart, for example, saying, yeah, we're going to raise the price of groceries. Oh, awesome. Yeah, great. But anyway, it, protective tariffs, and another thing that he was in favor of, McKinley, American imperialism. But wait a minute, I thought Donald Trump, anti war president. McKinley started the Spanish American War. Oops. Now, he also did secure the Gold Standard Act. Okay. And so, but overall, I mean, his praise of McKinley, not completely off base, as his presidency led to a realignment that made Republicans largely dominant in the industrial states and nationwide for decades. And so I could see why Donald Trump thinks, oh, yeah, I'm like McKinley. Look at me. Yeah, I led a realignment. Well, there you go. But Here's the thing, though. It could be that Donald Trump is he's a history buff, and he's like, yeah, yeah, I'm just like this guy. That's why I'm gonna honor him because he reminds me of me. Or it could be, and just hear me out for a second. Could be who put the name of Mount Denali back? Who took away the name Mount McKinley and put it to Denali, where its original name? And that would be none other than Barack Hussein Obama. That's right.
Obama.
Just trying to find it. Back in 2015, then President Barack Obama changed the name to the peak to Mount Denali during a trip to Alaska in an effort to recognize Alaska natives and the language that they have used for centuries. You know, that was the original name of the mountain before it was named Mount McKinley. So Denali actually means the high one in Athabascan. Now, Trump, again, this was, I think, all about, Obama! I gotta undo another decision that he made.
Obama.
Wouldn't surprise me. In fact, during his first term, Trump had actually asked Alaska's 2 Republican senators in a private meeting in March of 2017 if they wanted to reverse Obama's decision. According to CNN, however, the senators, Lisa Murkowski and Dan Sullivan, were like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. We're fine with it being Denali. Just
don't you ever do that. Don't you ever do that. I tell you, don't do it.
don't do it. In fact, he says, Lisa Murkowski and I, Senator Murkowski and I, jumped over the desk. We said no. No, the Alaskan Native people named that mountain over 10,000 years ago Denali. That was the name. And so all Obama did was just restore it. By the way, at the request of the state of Alaska and officials, for years local officials pressed the federal government to say, we should call it Denali instead of McKinley. Look, Alaska officially designated it as the mountain peak's name back in 1975. And for years, they were like, change it to Denali. Change it back to Denali. It is not Mount McKinley. It is Denali. So there it is. It was his name the whole time. Okay. Now that said, you had map makers and officials that ignored it because, let's be honest, the United States, we're not exactly great on indigenous issues. Yeah. Could be a lot better. That said, Trump apparently interested in changing the name, although it won't be easy. Okay. It turns out that the process of changing the name of a mountain, a lake, or other geographical feature in a national park can take a while. A long time. And maybe so long that Trump might just forget about it. According to the National Park Service, a proposal has to be submitted to the Board on Geographic Names, which requires a compelling reason for the change and involves gathering input from local governments, relevant state authorities, and Native American groups. Yeah, so at least I know one of those that is not going to be on board for this change. In addition, any name change would need to be approved through an act of Congress. Once again, I don't really see a real big movement in that direction of renaming it. And my guess is that Republicans, they're not going to want to blow their political capital on something that really no one wants him to do. I mean, who is this? Who's just trying to help? Okay, what's the whole point? Again, is this what MAGA voted for? I thought you wanted to lower the price of eggs and gas. I thought you wanted to help the economy. Well, how is this going to do anything? Well, it's not. Its only purpose is to distract people while Trump and his billionaire allies get ready to rob us. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.